What is going on, guys? In today's video I will show you the top 5 most broken builds in part of Exile's 1 Legacy of Phrecia. So in this guide I will give you a quick overview of each setup, then I will explain what are their strengths and weaknesses, then how do their key mechanics work, what gear and items should you focus on, then also on what you should spend your passive points and much more. If you are looking for any of these builds on the website for their path of building, then click my link in the description or the pinned comment. The Power Siphon Scavenger build, also known as the Power Siphon Scion build, is a high-speed range character that is designed to clear maps effectively while maintaining great survivability and single target damage. It will leverage the Power Siphon skill, which is a wand attack that fires projectiles at enemies, with the added benefit of generating the power charges on a kill. These charges will boost critical strike chance, synergizing perfectly with a crit focused playstyle. Key skills and support gems are linked with a high impact support gem like the greater multiple projectiles, inspiration, added lightning damage and critical damage, to maximize projectile output and critical strike potential. His base skill, the Sniper's Mark, is used to amplify damage against tougher enemies, while the Hydrosphere aids in chaining projectiles for increased AoE coverage. For weapon and gear, this build relies on a dual-wielding wand with a high critical strike chance and elemental damage, ensuring rapid attack speed and powerful crits. His defensive layer, including evasion rating, spell suppression and life leech, allow the character to sustain through incoming damage while remaining agile. And lastly, the Ascenat's Gentle Touch is notable glove option that enables the Curse explosions to further enhance our clearing speed. The Power Siphon Scavenger excels in a fast-paced mapping. It will obliterate packs from distance while maintaining high mobility, through flasks and dashes for quick repositioning. Power charges are maintained effortlessly due to the on-kill effect, making it easy to sustain high DPS. While for bosses, the combination of the Sniper Mark, Hydrosphere and the concentrated projectile enables effective single target damage without sacrificing mobility. As far as our main pros and cons go, our pros are exceptional clearing speed, high critical damage and excellent mobility. It also benefits from a flexible gearing process due to multiple viable wand options. While for cons, we're relatively squishy against heavy physical hits and chaos damage if proper gear or flasks aren't utilized. So overall, the Power Siphon Scavenger is an agile crit-focused wand build that is perfected for players who enjoy fast mapping and explosive damage. With its high mobility and strategic use of power charges, it balances offense and defense efficiently, making it a top-tier choice for endgame content in PoE's one new event. And if you're looking for a full in-depth guide, then click the link in the description for the full path of building. The Volcanic Fissure Marauder build, also known as the Volcanic Fissure Ancestral Commander build, is a powerhouse of a melee setup that is designed to devastate enemies with explosive fire damage, while maintaining exceptional survivability. It utilizes the Volcanic Fissure skill and Ancestral Commander Ascendancy, which slams the ground to create fissures that travel forward, erupting beneath enemies. This provides high area damage and consistent single target DPS, making it ideal for mapping and bossing. So let's take a look at our core gameplay and mechanics. As far as key skills and support gems go, the Volcanic Fissure is linked with supports like increased critical strikes, elemental damage with attacks, fire penetration, inspiration and the multi-strike. These will amplify its fire damage, crit potential and attack speed, ensuring rapid fissure generation. The Leap Slam will provide mobility, while the Molten Shell is used as defensive guard skill to absorb damage. And then Berserk enhances our burst DPS during tough encounters by consuming Rage for increased damage, attack speed and damage mitigation. Next we have weapons and gear. This build focuses on using a two-handed mace or a staff with a high speed damage and critical strike chance. The Impact Force Propagator or any crafted rare mace with a fire damage and crit multiplier are the most popular choices. Defensively, the build emphasizes on armor, life leech and fire resistance. Items like the Chaos Heart provide massive life boosts, enchanting durability. And lastly, our flasks will play a huge role, including instant life flasks, granite flasks for armor, and Wise Oak for elemental penetration. Next we have gameplay, and this build revolves around rapidly slamming the ground with the Volcanic Fissure that generate waves of fiery explosions that clear packs effortlessly. Then the Leap Slam will enable us to quickly reposition, maintaining high mobility while dodging dangerous mechanics, while then Berserk is used strategically during boss fights to maximize burst damage, especially when combined with the Wall Molten Shell for quick invulnerability. The main pros of this build is high area damage, solid single target DPS, and strong life pool with the leech mechanics for sustainability. However, for cons we have that it requires precise positioning due to melee range, and we will also rely on critical hits for optimal damage output. So overall the Volcanic Fissure Marauder is formidable melee build that excels in fire explosive damage while maintaining durability through life leech and armor. It is perfect for players who enjoy visceral playstyle, with massive slams and a balance of offense and defense. The Storm Rain Ranger build, also known as the Storm Rain Whisperer build, is a powerful bow-based character that specializes in delivering devastating lightning damage through a barrage of arrows. Using the Storm Rain skill, arrows will stick to the ground, forming beams of lightning between them that zap nearby enemies, which provides exceptional AoE control and damage over time. So let's see what are his core mechanics and gameplay features. Well, as far as his skills and support gems go, the Storm Rain is linked with a support gem like the Elemental Damage with attacks, Inspiration, added lightning damage, lightning penetration, and the greater multiple projectiles. This maximizes lightning damage and the number of arrows, ensuring dense coverage of electrified zones. Then the Sniper Mark is used to enhance our single target damage, while Tornado is utilized to further boost the lightning damage output by duplicating projectiles. And lastly, our dash will provide quick movement, and the Wall Grace will enhance survivability with the dodge and spell evades. Next we have weapons and gear. This build uses a high attack speed bow with bonuses to the lightning damage and critical strike chance. Unique bows with the Storm Cloud or the crafted rares with the lightning penetration are excellent choices to maximize damage, and items with elemental damage, critical multiplier, and projectile speed are usually prioritized. And defensively, we will rely on evasion rating, spell suppression, and life leech from attacks, so we could maintain a safe distance while staying mobile. Next up we have our gameplay style, and the Storm Rain Ranger excels in controlling large areas by carpeting them with electrified arrows, which effectively zones enemies into deadly AoE traps. Positioning is crucial, so we want to fire arrows strategically to overlap beams and maximize DPS. Then our Sniper Mark is deployed on tougher enemies, which amplifies damage through increased critical strikes and projectile damage. And finally, as I've mentioned, we want to keep using the dash to stay out of harm's way, maintaining high mobility and avoid incoming attacks. As far as our build's pros go, we have exceptional area control, high lightning damage and great mobility. It also offers a strong defensive layer with evasion and spell suppression. However, for cons we have that we heavily rely on positioning for optimal damage, and we are vulnerable to chaos damage due to our limited life pool. So overall the Storm Rain Whisperer is a dynamic bow build that excels at area control and lightning based DPS. By leveraging the chaining and overlapping mechanics of the Storm Rain, it delivers high damage over time while maintaining great mobility. This setup is ideal for players who enjoy strategic positioning and a high-paced electrified playstyle. The Earthshatter Marauder build, also known as the Earthshatter Ancestral Commander build, is a high-impact melee setup that combines powerful slam attacks with a totem support to maximize AoE and single-target bursts. By using Earthshatter, the build will generate seismic fissures to create spikes on the ground, which explode when triggered by the war cries or the slams, making it exceptionally effective for both clearing packs and melting bosses. As far as our core mechanics and gameplay goes, our skills and support gems are mainly built around the Earthshatter, which is linked with supports like the Fist of War, Pulverize, increased critical strikes, mainly physical damage and brutality. Ancestral Warchief and the Ancestral Protector totems are used to provide additional attack damage and attack speed, while assisting in triggering spikes. Then the Seismic Cry is essential for triggering the spike from the Earthshatter, and it will significantly boost the area damage by detonating multiple spikes simultaneously. And finally, Enduring Cry is used for sustain, granting life regeneration and endurance charges for increased physical damage mitigation. Next we have the weapon and gear. This build relies on a two-handed mace or an axe with a high base physical damage and critical strike potential. The endgame Despot axe or any other crafted rare with increased physical damage, attack speed, and critical multiplier are optimal choices. Then armor-based gear is used to maximize physical damage reduction, paired with the life leech for sustain. And then our Warcry cooldown recovery is crucial to maintain consistent spike detonation, allowing for rapid clearing and high DPS. Next we have our main skill rotation. This build revolves around slamming the ground with the Earthshatter to generate spikes, then triggering them with the Seismic Cry for massive explosions. The Ancestral Warchief or Protector totems are deployed to amplify damage while serving as a secondary trigger for spikes. Then our Leap Slam is used for mobility, allowing for quick repositioning while maintaining offensive pressure. And lastly, Adrenaline from Ancestral Commander Ascendancy will provide a significant burst of damage and defense during boss fights. So as far as for our pros, we get high burst damage, excellent area coverage and strong survivability with armor and life leech. However, for cons, as we're mainly operating in the melee range, so it requires careful positioning and the build can struggle with highly mobile bosses. But overall, the Earthshatter Ancestral Commander build is a powerful melee character that excels at burst damage and AoE control. By leveraging synergies between the Earthshatter, Warcry and the Ancestral Totem, it delivers devastating explosions, while maintaining solid survivability. This setup is ideal for players who enjoy strategic positioning, impactful slams and a high-risk, high-reward playstyle. The Poison Shadow build, also known as the Poison SRS Servant of the Arakaali build, is a powerful minion-based playstyle setup that specializes in dealing massive poison damage over time. By utilizing Summon Raging Spirits, aka the SRS, the build will fill our screens with fast-moving minions and projectiles that rapidly attack enemies, stacking potent poisons for devastating DPS. This build leverages the unique synergy between the poison mechanics and the minion play, making it highly effective for clearing maps and taking down bosses. So let's take a look at our skills and support gems. The Summon Raging Spirit is linked with Unleash, Minion Damage, Poison, Void Manipulation and the Withering Touch. The setup maximizes poison stacking by enchanting the chaos damage and increasing poison duration. Arakaali's Fang is used to summon spider minions that assist in applying additional poisons that upgrade our build even further. Then Desecrate and Spell Cascade will create corpses of the Arakaali Fang to summon spiders, which will ensure a consistent flow of minions. And Withering is linked to a spell totem that is used to apply stacks of Withering, which increases chaos damage taken by the enemies and amplifying poison damage. Next we have the weapon and gear. This build relies on unique Arakaali Fang's Dagger, which summons spider minions that apply poison on a hit. This synergizes perfectly with the poison stacking mechanic of the SRS. United in Dream or the rare minion wand with a chaos damage and minion attack speed are also used for even more poison amplification. United in the Dream also provides the Envy Aura, which boosts minion chaos damage even more. And for defensive layer, we utilize evasion, spell suppression and life recovery through leech and minion life passives. Next we have our gameplay rotation, and the Poison SRS build will involve rapidly summoning Raging Spirits that aggressively pursue enemies, stacking poison quickly and efficiently. The Withering Totem is used to amplify poison damage by increasing chaos damage taken by the enemies. And then the Desecrate will ensure a steady supply of corpses, maintaining spider minions from the Arakaali's Fang. And lastly, the Flame Dash will provide quick movement and dodging capabilities, so we get to maintain agility in combat. Then as far as our pros go, we get extreme poison DPS, fast map clearing and strong survivability with a high mobility. While for cons, we have a small reliance on minions that make targeting specific enemies very difficult, and chaos resistant enemies will require strategic positioning. So overall, the Poison SRS, the Servant of the Arakaali build, is the top tier choice that excels on high DPS and rapid clearing. By leveraging Summon Raging Spirits and the Arakaali's Fang Spiders, it will stack the poison at an incredible rate while maintaining strong defensive layer. This setup is perfect for players who enjoy fast-paced minion-based gameplay with really fun positioning and poison mechanics. So let me know what you think about these builds in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, then you definitely don't want to miss my previous Ascendancy tier list, where I ranked every single most broken build in PoE's one new event. So click the screen now and I'll see you in the next one.